Let's talk some college football.
Holy moly. Could you believe the result of this San Diego State game? I mean, it was a beatdown.
Victory Monday. I felt good for Sean Lewis. Felt good for the Aztec fans. San Diego State just shells the California Golden Bears 34-0. The defense let the dogs loose. The defense made it like a street fight. In my life of broadcasting NFL and college football, I've never seen a game in which the other guy had the ball for 19 snaps, went 75 yards, took 10-plus minutes off the clock, and didn't get any points. That's what happened at the start of the game.
The first drive, yeah.
Cal had the ball for 19 snaps, and the Aztecs kept him out of the end zone. And how about that defense? Let the dogs run loose. They made it a street fight right from the beginning. 2 picks, fumble recovery, 4 sacks, 5 tackles for losses, and 10 passes deflected by their secondary. Chris Johnson had the 97-yard touchdown return off a pick. They had a 37-yard fumble recovery taken back for a score. There was an 80-yard pass completion to Jordan Napier that set up another touchdown. For the first time, Jayden looked composed, was 15 for 18 for 189 passing. For the first time, they had rhythm to the offense. For the first time, they were able to get their plays in, rotate a bunch of wide receivers. It was just a complete team performance. That's what it's supposed to look like under Sean Lewis. That's what it looked like in the first half of last season at Colorado when they had success. That's what he did at Kent State. The video I saw when he was at Syracuse and the video I saw at Bowling Green. Now, only counts as one win. Let's see if they can duplicate it as they go play a tough situation at Northern Illinois. But that was a really impressive win. Let's go from that. Let's talk about the University of San Diego. Does not get a lot of coverage. Good football coach, Brandon Moore. A lot of churn, a lot of players coming and going. They were in the hole 35-14 at Princeton, Ivy League.
Smart guys.
Real smart guys. Their defense gave up 335 yards in the first half, and they were getting their doors blown off. They came out in the second half, changed quarterbacks, came out in the second half. They held Princeton to 64 yards in the second half.
Well, that's a halftime speech right there.
Exactly. Tyler Voss, transfer of San Jose State. First opportunity to play. 235 yards passing off the bench, 3 touchdowns. Also got 3 touchdowns from a running back. Huge win at Princeton, Ivy League, tough place to play. Nice win. Now they come home and they'll start playing people at their own level. Brandon Moore's a good coach. Had the terrible first year. They were stained by player suspension, hazing incident, etc. Had a strong second half last season. They're going to be good. Other team, USC. They tore apart Michigan State, 45-31. Jayden Maiva, he is the transfer quarterback from UNLV, throws for 234, 3 touchdowns. The only thing you need to know about the Trojans, bombs away. They're going to throw it deep. They're going to throw it a lot. Makai Lemon, 8 catches, 127, another touchdown bomb. The JUCO running back, Wayman Jordan, 157 yards on the ground. Weird part, Link Riley's team is 4-0. Nobody around the country is paying attention. They're 21st in the nation. Notre Dame is 0-2, is ranked ahead of them. How's that possible?
East Coast bias.
Yeah, exactly. But USC, really, really good offense, and now they're getting ready to kind of move into the teeth of the Big Ten schedule. So let's talk about Victory Monday for the Aztecs, USD, and Southern Cal.
I mean, this is all about Aztecs right now because, first of all, I'm just thrilled. I mean, I'm really happy for Sean Lewis. So, this is what we've been talking about for a year and 3 games, and now we're finally seeing Aztec fast, right?
Yep.
And so it was shocking. I mean, the Aztecs were a 14-point dog, and they won 34-0. I mean, talk about the pendulum swinging all the way over to the other side. And, you're watching that really long, like 90 something, whatever, pick six, and there were just so many moments in that game. You're like, I can't believe this is real, and then you're I'm on social media with Aztec for Life fans, and they were giddy, and even today, even on Monday, they're still giddy. They're like excited. We're finally relevant again, and I'm just really happy for them. So do you think this is a sustainable thing, or is this a one-off? Or, obviously the crowd, we can talk about, there's obviously some controversy with the crowd and the tickets, but it was a bigger than normal crowd. So it seemed like that was helping the team perform on the field, don't you think?
Well, I think the energy with Snapdragon was probably equal to the first time they ever played there. There was a lot of energy in the stadium. The debut game against the University of Arizona.
Oh, that was the hot one.
That was the 110-degree day, and nobody ever came back after that, and the team started to lose, etc. But I think we saw the potential. The thing that is a positive to me is they didn't beat Slippery Rock or Stony Brook. They beat a Division I program, and they beat the crap out of a Cal team that was 3-0. And that quarterback at Cal is only a raw freshman.
But he's good.
Oh, he's really dynamic, and they're going to be really good. And he got them early. He hit passes early and was going right down the field. And then the defense just learned to play. They were dropping 6 and 7 guys into coverage, and they made Sagapatelli hold the football. And then all of a sudden, he's throwing into coverage he shouldn't be throwing into. But he's a freshman. But that was a legitimate win against a Pac-12 team that was 3-0. So let's see if they can build on it. Now, that going forward, they're going back to playing the Mid-American Conference. They're going to play Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois got a big 6'4" freshman quarterback. But Northern's coach, Thomas Hammock, he was at Wisconsin when Sean Lewis was a tight end at Wisconsin. They know each other pretty well.
Oh.
And he was at Northern Illinois when Kent State played Northern Illinois in the Mid-American Conference championship game when Sean Lewis was there. And they kicked their ass.
Which side of that was Sean Lewis?
Huskies gave it to Kent State bad.
Oh, Lewis lost. Northern Illinois won.
Yeah, so there's a relationship there. The difference is Northern is trying to groom a young quarterback, and they've been overscheduled to start. I mean, but they were in their last 2 games, including at Mississippi State Saturday, in it, and they kind of ran out of gas in the fourth quarter, and it kind of became lopsided. They're going to play San Diego State traveling cross country in an early game. And they run the football, and they run the football, and they run the football. So they are going to test the manhood of the Aztecs' defensive front. So we'll see on the road, hostile situation. DeKalb, Illinois is a tough place to play.
Mm-hmm.
See if they can handle it. They win there. That's another statement victory to back up what they just did against Cal. They come home, bring on the damn Mountain West schedule, because then I think we start to feel much better about where they are in terms of the growth. So this is going to be a big challenge going there. But I told Sean Lewis today at the press conference, I said, Victory Monday, that feels pretty damn good. You think you can bottle this and hand it out next Saturday in DeKalb? So that'd be very interesting to see what they accomplish. But that was a really good night.
It's funny because first of all, I saw a little bit of the clip from the post-game presser, and like Sean Lewis, before he said a word, he had this big smile on his face. He's like, how about them Aztecs, And you are such a MAC guy, I mean, because you went to school in the MAC. And to me, the MAC is this sort of conference that you always think of as good, but not great. And I know there's a lot of history there. So, and isn't Northern Illinois is going to be coming to the Mountain West,
yes.
Right? It's part of that. But the other thing that was interesting in that game on Saturday night with the Aztecs is, before the game, I'm listening into the pregame show on 760. And they're talking, the keys to the game, and they said Lucky Sutton needs at least 22 touches. And if he does that, the Aztecs are going to win. He had less than half that. And yet the Aztecs just blew him away. So we saw, I mean, like to your point, it was Napier downfield, like 80 plus yards. Bostic is making plays. I mean, you've got to be like really thrilled for this, and just it would be awful if they went right back into the tank. I mean, if they could build on this, the San Diego community, they'll flock to sit Snapdragon.
I hope they do. Time will tell. But Victory Monday, that felt really good for Sean Lewis. We go from that. How about what USD just accomplished at Princeton, of all places? And how about what USC just did?
You know, it's funny, the USC, because they played Michigan State, and I was excited because it was like the Trojans against the Spartans. You know, it's just like the old Trojan War back in the day. And I had to look up a little bit more, and you learn about Jonathan Smith, and he was Oregon State, and he went to Michigan State, and that guy's an accomplished coach. And so I thought that game was going to be a lot tighter than it turned out to be. So SC proving, that they're, what they used to do? Student body right, student body left. They're always a dominant program. So I'm happy for them. USD, I love that you follow and track USD periodically throughout the season, because they don't get any love in the local press. So, if you're able to come back, this huge turnaround victory against Princeton, that's special. And, it's cool that, we're seeing, it's a lower division of football, but it's cool that it's a competitive program. The Torero fans are out there supporting the program. And they used to have a longtime coach there. Was it Dale Lindsay?
Exactly. Longtime NFL assistant.
Yeah. So it's nice to see, because I know there was talk at times where they were going to scrap the football program, but they're sticking with it. They had some, controversy, obviously, in the locker room. That's behind him. So hopefully, bright skies ahead.
Okay. That's all things college football, but there were a lot of other games. We're just going to touch point on a few